Hey, Knife Culture USA here. Got a new knife here that I've been waiting to come out for a while. Obviously, by the name of the video, you see what it is. It's the Mantra 3. I never had the Mantra 1 nor the Mantra 2. They never really were something that I really was interested in, but then I saw that this was coming out in the carbon fiber and the compression lock and the lovable wire pocket clip. I said, this one is going to be the one I want to get. So once I heard it was coming out, and once it finally came out, I mean, what did they talk about this? Beginning of the year, maybe? But there you go. The Mantra 3. And it falls alongside of a lot of other Spydercos with the carbon fiber on top of the G10, which I like. I know it's not full carbon fiber, but it'd probably raise the price a lot more if they did that. But I do like how Spyderco does this. Throwing back to like the Sage 5. Very similar, and a few other things that Spyderco does, but like the Para 3 and the Sage 5, you got the S35VN. Differences, these are both made in Taiwan, so you can kind of see the similarities there. But of course, you got the compression lock, which is awesome. And actually, I was kind of worried about the flipper tab here. A lot of people were saying stuff about it, but it just barely goes in there. And actually, if you catch the backside of this, your finger never ever gets touched by it. So you don't even have to worry about that. And then a lot of the people are saying this is a different shaped blade than the other ones. Yes, it is. But that's mainly so that the blade doesn't stick out here, which makes a lot of sense, right? You don't want to get your finger there when you're pressing the compression lock. The other thing I thought they could have done, though, instead of doing like a little slight recurve here, they could have just went straight back and maybe had a little sharpening choil there. But, you know, it's still good. I've also seen a few other people compare this to like a Delica in the size and the shape of the handle, which is very similar. I did find that this fits your hand really well. Get your two fingers right here, then your third and fourth finger go right in these little spots. So it fits really well in my hand. Obviously, it'd be different for different people. But one thing I did notice, like JT's knife, on his, JT noticed that you do have that feeling like you want to grip up like here, which it kind of does have that feeling. I know the first few times I flipped it open, I wanted to go like this. But I think once you get used to it and the way that your hand sits on the knife, it's not a big deal. And that very slight recurve I don't think is a big deal either. I love the compression lock. I love the deep carry wire clip, exactly like the Sage, which I heard JT, he said on his last video that he was going to compare the two, which I wanted to do, but I don't want to steal his thunder. Plus, I mean, he's got more followers than I do anyway, but he's got a great channel, so make sure you check his out. But these are very similar. I almost thought one day it would be kind of cool if they did make a Sage with a flipper, but I don't know if that's realistic, and I know they like to keep the Sage all the same. But this is definitely reminiscent of the Sage in shape. The handle shape is not really, because it's got the front choil and all that. And the blade is actually, the cutting edge is a little bit longer on the Mantra 3. Obviously got a different shape there. It's got the choil. Sage 5, one of my most favorite knives, Spyderco knives that I own. So when this came out, and this was very similar, except for had the flipper and the shape and everything, I knew I was going to love this too. Closed, they're almost the same size. But this one's about this knife, which is great. Flips open real easily. Push button, or the other way. I think push button. It likes push button a little bit better. Also, you can middle finger flick it. And for those traditionalists, you can thumb flick it too. So it works every single way. And it came this way out of the box. I didn't loosen or tighten the pivot at all. It's just this way it came. So it comes out with a good action, good centering. Look at that, look perfect. I don't even know what the point of this lanyard hole is. Spyderco seems like they always have to put a lanyard hole in. Nice little one. It's like the same size of the one on the Sage. I just don't get it. Or you go to your Spyderco one, a Spyderco Para 3 ones where this lanyard hole is huge. That's why I don't mind getting these clips, because I don't use that lanyard hole. I almost think the knife would be better without it. Also, little shout out to Spyderco. I love you guys. You listen to the people that buy your knives, and you do it all the time, changing materials, changing this, that, and the other thing. I think one day it'd be great to come out with a pair of 3 with the wire clip, and maybe get rid of that lanyard hole. Maybe like a special edition that somebody has out or something like that. One of these days I wanted to make a video straight out to Spyderco about all the little changes. I would suggest, I mean, who am I to suggest them, but I know they listen to their customers, so I figured I might put it out there one of these days. But one of those things is wire clip on your pair of 3. Speaking of pair of 3, this is the S35VN version, but give you kind of a size comparison too. Very similar. So if you're a pair of 3 guy, you'd probably like this Mantra. Obviously the cutting edge is a lot more on the Mantra, but handle size, very close, very similar. I'm sure the S90V carbon fiber one is very similar to this one over here with that. But just to show you, if you like these, looks like the pair of 3 is a little bit thicker. But if you like this and you like the Sage 5, I really think you'll like this Mantra 3. Gonna give you a little bit of other comparisons. How about the new Brower? I know that's a little different because it doesn't have compression lock or anything like that, but sizes, Brower is pretty close, maybe just a little bit smaller on the Brower. Let's look at the blades. Yeah, let's see, the Brower is a smaller blade. It's got the choil and everything, and it's the frame lock's a little different. Let's just give you some other. How about the little Temperance 3? That obviously has a smaller blade and bigger handle. It's a different type of knife, but cutting edge is not too much smaller. But another compression lock knife that Spyderco has. Let me try something smaller. I'm going to be making a video on this knife soon too. Actually, both of these 2 little knives I have here. This is the Pilar with the S35VN and the carbon fiber, the brand new one from Blade HQ. And then this is the Best Tech engine, which also has the S35VN and the carbon fiber on it as well. Both of those are frame locks. This one's obviously a little bit more high end than that. I may do a comparison video between these two, but I should be coming out with videos of those as well. But just to give you size comparisons. For me, this knife is a win-win-win-win-win all the way around. Size is just right for my hands. Wire clip, deep carry wire clip, love that. That's one of my favorite things with Spyderco. You can Spidey flick it. You can flip it with the flipper. You can do anything you want. I really like that. I like that option. Some of the Spydercos, like the Brower, I love this thing, but I wish that somehow they got it so you could Spidey flick it. That would be the only thing I would say different to this. Or maybe even the flipper might be cool too. But as you can see, I made a little adjustment here on the clip. But love this knife. Would suggest it to anybody. You can see my video on that. But this one I want to suggest to anybody too. Anybody like Spyderco, any type of Spydercos, your pair of 3s, your Sages, your Brower, your little Temperance 3. If you like any of those, once again, you're obviously a Spyderco fan, but you're going to like this. This knife is definitely worth buying if you ask me. It would have been kind of cool if they had a little bit better steel, maybe S35VN, or even left it as the XHP that they had before. But S30V, I use S30V knives all the time and I never have a problem with them. So I don't see why I would have a problem with this one either. So if you're into Spyderco, if you like their carbon fiber, you like their compression lock, you like their wire clip, you're going to like this. I promise you. I know you might have to get used to some things on it because it's a little different than some of the, slightly different than other things, but this is a great knife. I haven't even carried it very often yet because I just got it like a day or two ago. Wonderful knife. Love it. Go buy it. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on my videos. I got up to 229 followers now. That's the most I've ever had. Obviously, I don't get to make videos as much as other people do, but thank you so much for the people that follow me. Thank you for all the comments and stuff that you do give me. And go out and, if you got the money to do this, go out and buy it. Or save up. You know, whatever works for you. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much. Have a good day.